All right, let's jump right in. We're going to look at something really interesting today. It's all about perception, branding, and, believe it or not, science fiction. We're going to see how some of the most profound ideas can show up in places you'd least expect.
So, this one question, it's really the key to everything we're talking about. What if that thing that seems kind of silly, maybe even a little goofy, in your professional life is actually hiding something deeply serious, something strategic? It's a question that kind of flips how we think about value, right? Okay, so to get into this, let's meet our guy, Fonty. Now, Fonty's an elephant. He lives in New York City, and his job, well, he washes windows. And why does he do it? Because he's a big believer in clarity. And you'll see in a minute just how fitting that is. Right. So an elephant in a window. I know. An elephant who's a window washer. It sounds kind of cute, right? A little absurd, maybe. And that's exactly where we have to start, with that first gut reaction. And this, right here, this is the real heart of it. You see, the tension in Fonty's world isn't some big bad villain or a ticking bomb. No, the real conflict, it's not out there in his world. It's in here, in our heads. The big question is just, will we, you and me, as professionals, let a character like this mean something? So, this whole idea leads us to a really interesting place. It's time for a little look in the mirror. Let's talk about that resistance we all have to, well, to whimsy, especially when we're on the clock. So let me just ask you, straight up, and be honest with yourself here. When you see something playful, something a little out of the ordinary, like Fonty, pop up in a serious professional space, what's your first instinct, your gut reaction? Like, do you lean in, genuinely curious, or do you immediately start trying to translate it into business speak to make it feel, safer? Maybe you feel this little pull to just take it less seriously. Got to protect your professional image, right? Or, and this one's a big one, do you kind of glance around the room to see how everyone else is reacting first? And here's the kicker. It's not about judging that reaction. It's about asking why. What is that instinct trying to protect you from? Is it about not looking foolish or not wasting precious time on something that doesn't scream productive? Totally valid feelings. But understanding that protective shell is the key to unlocking what's coming next.
Okay, so we've kind of poked at that resistance a little bit. Now I want to completely reframe this whole thing for you. And we're going to do it by looking at something you might not expect, a classic TV show from the 70s.
I mean, think back to this. Do you remember this? You've got C-3PO and R2-D2 fresh from a galaxy far, far away, and they just land on Sesame Street. They're talking to Big Bird about 70 moons and all this crazy space stuff. On paper, it sounds ridiculous, but in reality, it was brilliant. It totally worked. And bam, this is the perfect parallel. Look at the left side. You've got this iconic sci-fi meeting the street. The droids didn't shatter the reality of Sesame Street, right? They just extended it. They made the future feel friendly, like a neighbor. And now look at the right. It's the exact same thing happening with Fonty. We're taking these huge, complex ideas about AI and plopping them down in an everyday setting, making them approachable instead of scary. And this is the whole shebang right here. The really brilliant move wasn't making Sesame Street into a sci-fi world. It was the other way around. It was making sci-fi neighborly. They domesticated the future, they made it feel like it could be right outside your door. And that is exactly what we're looking at here. Okay, so this all leads to the big reveal. This whole time, we weren't trying to add a sci-fi layer to Fonty's world, we were just trying to see what was already there. The sci-fi was always there, just hiding in plain sight.
And if you want to put a formal name on it, this is what we call speculative fiction. And no, this isn't just fluffy fantasy. It's a seriously respected genre used in business and innovation, everywhere. It's all about imagining different realities to say something really important about our own. So when you frame Fonty this way, he stops being just a cute character and becomes, a piece of serious intellectual work.
And look, the proof is right here in the pudding. Fonty's school project, Happy Haven, it's a whole utopian city where animals and AI live together. You've got AI characters who are actual citizens, with names like Portion 3. The city's rules are co-designed with AI. And maybe the wildest part? The entire universe is being built in real time by a human working with an AI. I mean, come on, that is science fiction.
This quote from the source material just nails it. It says, "You're living inside the sci-fi premise. The methodology isn't about the future. It's from the future, being practiced now." Think about that. The story isn't just about human-AI collaboration. The making of the story is that collaboration. It's a method from the future happening right now.
So let's put it side by side, the before and after. At first glance, you see
An elephant character who washes windows. Whimsical. Cute. Maybe easy to dismiss. But then you take a deeper look. You put on these new glasses and you see speculative fiction exploring human-AI coexistence. One's cute. The other is credible, strategic, and super relevant. And the crazy part? They're both true.
And that brings us right back to the beginning, doesn't it? Back to Fonty. He washes windows because he believes in clarity. And that's what we've been doing this whole time, right? We've been cleaning the window of our own perception, wiping away that first layer of, to see what's really underneath.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. The frame is there, the evidence is on the table. The window is spotless. The only question left is the one we started with: are you ready to see the elephant?